Hello. Okay friends, here we go with the webinar. First of all, I need to put it as a disclaimer that I am just a learner on marketing, communication, social media, etc., etc. So I should not be taken as an expert and wholesome advisor on this topic, but I am experienced on this particular thing. Probably the biggest question we are asked is, how do we run a webinar actually? Most of us usually see on the IAP ground and other things, and our question is usually, is it easy to do or so? Using simple our homely gadgets rather than doing some expensive fancy things. So we will be discussing today how to run a webinar, and we will also be discussing online consultation in a brief if time permits. So first of all, in 2016, webinar has become one of the necessity because lots of people are academic driven. Most of academicians go to conferences and other things, but a lot of us can't attend that conference right at site. So if we can take an advantage of this webinar, we are again live and virtually present at the conference site. So that is an advantageous thing, and we should learn how to do a webinar. Few terminologies are usually we come across: webinar, webcast, or online teaching. For practical purpose, these are nothing. But for the purpose of saying, I would say that webinar is somewhere where seminar is being shared online or on web. But here the point is that you will be able to interact with the speaker by online means. Then it is a webinar. But if it is a webcast, the word came from the web-based broadcast. And you and I know that the TV broadcast usually is one-way thing. Usually you can listen to that speaker, but you can't say anything. So that's practically webcast, but most applications, even with webcast, now you are able to share your views with the presenter. Often you may not share your voice, but still you can share your comments and other things with this thing. The same thing with the online teaching. These are all terminologies used interchange often. Then the big question, how to do a webinar? Do we need some fancy things and fancy articles and budget goes more than 1 lakh and other things? No, you do not. What I'm going to show you and what we are doing, in my last lecture also I telecasted over the YouTube, free of cost, just using the Surya Palace Wi-Fi. Okay, and I'll make sure that after going from here, at home also you can do your own webinar. Okay. The basic components what we need for a webinar is a good presenter whom all wants to listen to. Okay. Second thing is a audio-visual equipment or instrument, an encoder which can be built in computer or external, and you need a good internet stream, means powerful internet. You need other things like hosting platform. Here I have shown YouTube, but there are many which can be used as a hosting platform where your particular webinar is shown. Then you need an audience. So you need to say everybody that this is the link, you go to this, you can come across with this webinar. And you should have a powerful tool which can give you an interaction. Often this interaction could be in the form of polls, live polls. Say I give you a question, there are 4 answers and you take one choice. That's a poll. So that makes audience more interactive with the speaker. Let's see what happens on the presenter end. On the presenter end, the most important firstmost part is script. You need to know what you are going to present, and it should not be just like that I want to speak on this and then I say blah blah blah. You should be well prepared, it should be well organized, otherwise your audience is going to be bored. Then you should have a high definition computer, you should have an audio visual system and an encoder. Let us break one by one them. The first important thing, computer specifications. You need a computer which is having 2 to 4 GB RAM, processor of 2.4, that is Core i3 roughly in Windows area. You should have an updated browser, meaning Chrome, Mozilla or something like that, an updated version so that it can incorporate well while you are streaming. You should have an updated OS also. As we move forward, you need a audiovisual equipments. Remember here that the more you are better on stream, the more the audience is going to catch hold of yours. Okay, so you need a webcam. Usually ordinary web camera which is given you in the laptop are not very good quality, but a HD webcam can be easily purchased for 5 to 6,000 rupees on any e-commerce website. Please use them. That gives you the 1280p pixels, that is an HD configuration, and most of the web nowadays is HD. Our TV is HD. Okay, so use a quality microphone or headphone. This is very important. See, if the image will be slightly blurred, you will still keep on listening that person. If the voice is not good, you will switch off. So using a good quality microphone is really important. Here as I am presenting, I am wearing a collar microphone right now. That is a Rode microphone, costly microphone, but it gives good quality voice. So thousands of people who is right now maybe viewing live will have a good audio. Okay, but at times of conference you can use the audio output from your own mic also. And if it is a larger scale production, say you are taking away from a big conference or something, you can use multicam things and other things, but that is a little professional business. Encoder is something which makes life easy. It takes the whatever I am speaking and whatever I am looking like is being taken and encoded by this software called encoder. Encoder makes it converts to a language which internet can understand, internet can transfer. Okay, that is the job of encoder. That is taken to the internet stream, and internet stream takes away to the particularly the host, and from the host it goes to the viewers which are spread across the world. This is the function of encoder, and it is really important. The biggest platform, YouTube, recommends following platforms or the encoders. OBS, Open Broadcaster Studio or software, is widely used open source for encoder. There are Wirecast, Explicit Broadcasters and others listed very well on YouTube. You just have to go through the help menu from the YouTube and it gives every detail. OBS is free. For Wirecast you have to pay handsomely, but Wirecast, Explicit, everything comes away in a free session also for some time as a trial. Okay, so if you want to buy up this thing, it makes the interface little bit easier rather than OBS, but otherwise okay. There are other platforms which are available in the net where you just log in and they set up everything for you. You just have to go and click browsing and speaking in front of them. But here you have to pay according to their draft or the protocol. These are GoToWebinar, any meeting like that. These are specially browser based applications. You just have to go. You don't need to have an encoder of your own when you are clicking to these websites. Those who don't want to spend a single penny, these are your options. YouTube, this is then Open Meetings and Big Button. They all have their pros and cons. Right now, for the audience which is sitting here, if you want to go on large scale for a ₹0 investment, YouTube is the best thing. The cons with the YouTube is that inter-chatting or the interpersonal talking communication is a little deprived in that. But most often the YouTube is used when your audience is virtual and on a large scale. So definitely you are not going to answer that one-to-one chat or something. It's not for a small meeting. But YouTube has an option of Hangout. Priorly Hangout was separate. Now YouTube has taken up in the its own platform where you can do an event. Here you can gather for a small group. Say for example a workshop. I'm holding it virtually and there are 35 assistants, participants. So you can have all of them sitting in front of webcam, chatting to you and live thing. $0 investment. But the problem with the Hangout is that when it crosses beyond 15 of attendees, that starts to wobble a bit. Okay. Open Meeting, again same thing. Very good platform. You need to have little tech savvy things in this. Big Button is a really good thing, but Big Button supports usually PDF files only. So that is a little thing, and you have to have an Ubuntu server for that. So you have to convert that Ubuntu to Microsoft and Microsoft Windows and everything. So that is a little area of concern using big button. If you are ready to pay, these are your best options. Go to webinar, WebEx, any meeting, there is Adobe Connect and other things are also there. These are paid things. The most important and the heart while organizing a webinar is a good internet stream. You may say that I am using Vodafone, you am using BSNL or Jio, whatever. And then you say, कितना है? बोले 2 Mbps, 4 Mbps, 5 Mbps, whatever. Friends, the download speed is not important when we are talking about webinar. It's the upload speed which makes a difference. Speed, we may be overemphasizing and we may be looking that my server or my plan is so great that I am able to see YouTube without buffering. You may be happy with that because your plan is so good. You feel that it is so good internet. But when it comes to upload speed, it might not be so good. For a good quality transformation of the encoding, you need a stream which is having uploading of minimum 0.8 to 1 Mbps speed. Then only you can able to put it on the web. We know that Hillary and Trump cannot go hand in hand. But if you can think they can be best team for America. Just like that, OBS and YouTube are best team whenever you want to do a webinar. Well, enough is talked. You are interested in practical. So let's go live on YouTube. Okay, I'll show you what is the thing what we are doing. This is what is being streamed right now on YouTube, what I am showing you. It might not be looking great, but I am using two softwares right now. This is OBS. The platform what I am showing you is OBS Studio. It is so easy to run. I have few things which has been listed. Say for example, this is CMIC conference logo. So right now, since I am settling down, I will not be letting my audience know what I am doing. So this is where what it will be displayed. Things on the other window where the picture is there is actually going to internet. Meanwhile, I get this area where I need to work upon and I can adjust. My image can be settled, my broadcast area can be settled, and I can make whatever I want to do from that. I can make it small, I can make it large, whatever I want. You have to be little creative in doing it so. You should know what is your resources. You can use your webcam. Say for example, I want to go with my webcam. So I can use my video capture device and that can be helpful to me. So this is what is going on internet, which can be made to internet, and this goes without transitioning. Just like channel માં એક scene બદલે પછી બીજો scene આવી જાય તો fade થઈને તરત અંદર ઘૂસી જાય. Same way, now I am live on internet. Okay, so these are scenes which we have to cultivate on this area. There are two boxes. One is scene. Here you can see that this is scene, and the other one is sources. So in this particular scene, what is displayed, I am using a video capture device only. The next scene which I am going to display, this is combating of two things. One is my window capture, that is my net, whatever I was showing on the browser, and it has been perfectly given with a bordered image. It's an overlay riding over that particular image. So that is giving me an edge over that. Some like you can use those things which you can intertransit, helps in editing. Okay, here you can see your audios and other things, whatever is going on. You can reduce or increase based upon the need of that particular thing. If you don't want a desktop audio, right now if I play a video and I want to stream it live, I can increase my desktop audio like that. Right now microphone is only showing me how it is going on. Now the other part, here you have streaming starting or stopping button, start recording also. The beauty of this particular software is I can record it also, and then later on I can upload on the YouTube. That is a good option when I am a beginner and I don't know how to stream live and other things. I can record. If I like, fine, it will go to YouTube, otherwise dustbin. Fine. So that's a good idea what you can do. Now let's go back to the YouTube, and I'll reduce the size of the browser so that we can see that. Okay. Now this is what is going on. This is my YouTube account for Easy Pediatrics. As I click here, there are other things like Creator Studio and other things. When I touch this Creator Studio, this comes with so many other things underneath. Here is a button called Live Streaming. You have two things below this: Stream Now, that is streaming live right now, and Events. If I go to Events, I can plan out the hangout later on whenever I want to do it. The machinery which is going to be used is same. Yeah, ma'am. So that will be there. As the stream is going on, I have to check on whether I am doing right or wrong. And here are the stream healths are seen. How many people are watching it, how many people are not watching it, and all analytics can also be seen on this particular ground. And this is what going on YouTube live right now. Basic information and other things I have filled up, and it is going on live. You can share this to your friends using the share button on this particular thing, or you can clip this particular live webcast and share other things. A few slides on the thing. So everything online is usually something which has an X factor. So coming to online consultations, many of us will say that this is I'm trekking fastly because I have to complete that few slides also. We will say good idea because Satish bhai in morning already explained why the benefits of telemedicine. The same thing is applying for the online consult. But some of us who have been hardcore practitioners will say it is a bad idea and it should not be used. It will have so many disadvantages. So it is always supposed to be balanced between the skill of a particular person and an online patient. So there is always something called X factor. Interesting is that this is the data from 2014-15 that after US, if online consult is supposed to be used, it is India who tops the world. And in 2016-17, it will go even beyond, and we might come across almost equivalent to US. Okay, it's all based upon the internet kranti. There are so many apps and other things which are available in front of us. If we put, these are so many apps which comes across, and as you start, there are so many easy things. Just like that, you create your profile, you invite a doctor, and then you are supposed to pay 150, 200, 500, whatever is the web says. So many other things are there. Then you can check whether to go with a specialist or GP. The common issues which are addressed are usually anxiety, depression, and simple little things. And as you go along, it's something like WhatsApp chat only. Here you can also upload your report, and you can keep a pin to keep it data confidential. And then the results are given and advices are given from the doctor. The concerns are three mainly: legal, ethical, and social. Ethical and social, most of the time we do not touch them, but if you touch the legal aspect, that's also a great concern, because there are two aspects into this. Number one is liability, and second is jurisdiction. Whether I am liable as a doctor if I consult online and patient can sue me back or not. Yes, you can be, but the Indian laws are in a sort of a mixed opinion, and you don't have a clear-cut line, simply because we have only two acts. One act which was been formed in 67 and one act which is IT Act 2010, and in between there is totally grey picture. You do not know what is in black and white. So any court can sue you based upon the judge's mood on that day. You can get the verdict. That is the problem. Second problem is jurisdiction. This is a world wide web. So if a person from say Jammu has consulted me online, and if he sues on Jammu's code, I have to go to Jammu's code. It's not that whichever app was there, app was based in Mumbai or MAULIK SHAH was based in Jamnagar, so only Jamnagar court jurisdiction to be used. It's not applicable. So that's also something. So if you go for this easier way out, there could be some problem. But as we know that every progress comes slow and gradual, so we'll have some changes in amendments in the law also, and we'll have some different definite guidelines on this also. So till then, we have to wait out, and if you have any question, feel free to ask question.
Currently, only Indian IT Act will be applicable. Other rules and things are